How you doing? Peter Jenkins from the Saltwater Edge. I wanted to give you another edition of Saltwater Edge on the Fly. This would be summer flies, 5 flies for summer. Certainly we've had a cold, slow spring here, but it's transitioning with warmer days into the summer patterns. Summer patterns have the stripers maybe less, more on deeper structure, certainly down here around Newport, whereas they spent the spring in Mount Hope Bay and Narragansett Bay, and they'll settle down on deeper structure now, around here or out in Elizabeth Islands, for example, or Block, for example. So at that point, I'm looking for a deeper fly that presents a nice meal, and I like that the half and half clouser. This is one we have tied for the shop in chartreuse. We also tie it in gray, but it's good, pretty good profile. Some heavy eyes on it on an intermediate line or on a teeny, 250, 350. You'll get it down, and it's a good fly for fishing boulder fields. Certainly that kind of fishing is good earlier in the day or at the end of the day in low light, but a good fly for throwing in that situation. The other place you're going to find stripers inshore is a nice eel punt. Would be boulder fields again, but under the cover of darkness. So here's a nice eel punt, and I use them from pretty small eel punts to about this size. The small ones make a great sand eel imitation. The bigger ones can imitate bigger bait. But that dark, maybe even eels, obviously, as part of the imitation. But an attractive flat wing fly for summer nights. The other place you're going to find stripers during the day is on flats. And while I don't have a crab fly I'm crazy about, that can often be the ticket, but more on, so I just have one as an example. But crab flies are a tough game. But here is the sand eel pattern, and that's most often what they're feeding on when it's not crabs or flounder or something like that. Is sand eels. You'll see big waves of them, and a sparse pattern is good. I think with this one it's relatively slim. You might even find you need to pull some material off it to get a bite, but stripers on the flats is a sweet type of fishing. It reminds you of bone fishing, but certainly small, subtle patterns are the key. And then last, bluefish are around, and they're a great fly rod fish, and they don't get the love they deserve, but this is the fly we tie for bluefish. This is a rather thin one. We tie some others with bulkier, but this is super hair, a durable, synthetic. They're not going to chew through it, but as you see, we use a long shank hook and tie the fly on the back third, and creates a nice profile, and this gives you a bite guard without bothering using wire. So there's 5 flies for stripers, on the flats, stripers in boulder fields, which is where I'd expect to find them, and for bluefish for good measure. So there's 5 flies for summer, tight lines.